When South Central Los Angeles Police Lieutenant Ethan Bishop is assigned to oversee the closing of Division 9 Precinct 13 in Anderson, LA, he gets anything but an uneventful night of staring at packing crates. After a prison bus dumps off 3 inmates because one of them is dangerously sick, and a catatonic man is chased inside following the murder of his daughter and his taking revenge on the gunman, Bishop soon finds the station surrounded by a gang of bloodthirsty reprobates who have declared war on the police. Outmanned and outgunned, Bishop's only hope of surviving the night is a wounded secretary and a death row inmate. Often miscategorized as a low-budget exploitation film, Assault on Precinct 13 is really more of a contemporary Western. Writer-director John Carpenter follows a lot of the same formula of Howard Hawks' Western classic Rio Bravo. An officer of the law, trapped inside of a police station, surrounded by the forces of evil, with only a handful of people that are there to assist him before the cavalry comes knocking. That, and with said forces of evil being nothing but irrational and homicidal animals, you can throw in a little thank you to George A. Romero's horror classic Night of the Living Dead. Now, it's not just being a love letter to Rio Bravo that I enjoy about this film. All the characters start off their separate ways, they have nothing to do with each other, but by a strange, bizarre twist of fate, they end up together in this one location with no other choice but to rely on each other in order to survive. Now, Carpenter uses little to no camera movement in this film. This was his first time shooting on on Panavision 35mm cameras, and so he uses little to no camera movement and a lot of low-level lighting to further help add terror and build suspense for the audience. And for a low-budget movie, Carpenter only had $100,000 to work with. The action feels very raw and very unstaged. You know, what also adds to the mood of the film is the eerie score by John Carpenter himself, one of the many movie scores to be written by him. He makes good, expert use of synthesizers to create a score that feels very raw, feels very edgy and modern and urbane, and makes for a nice precursor to Halloween and Escape from New York. Here, have a listen. Of course, there is one thing that all you fans of the movie know I had to get around to with this film: the ice cream scene. You see, to drive the plot and illustrate that these gang members are not guys that these are not the kind of bad guys that you want to sympathize with, Carpenter's bad guys assault an ice cream truck driver when a little girl, played by Disney favorite Kim Richards, approaches the truck because she was given the wrong ice cream flavor, and she's killed on screen. Now, at the time that this film was released, I'm sure it was pretty shocking to see a little girl killed on screen, and I'm sure these days, especially after the Sandy Hook massacre, you would never get away with this kind of scene. I mean, hell, when Carpenter was trying to distribute the film, he was trying to get the movie distributed, the MPAA was going to give him an X rating if he didn't remove that little shot of her getting shot. Now, he did cut the scene down, but after getting his R rating, rumor is that the night of the premiere, Carpenter switched the MPAA-approved reel of the movie with his reel, which has the shot of Kim Richards getting blown away. If you ask me, the MPAA demanding that he cut this scene is beyond pathetic. I mean, it drives the movie forward, and it illustrates that these gang members will kill anybody for no reason at all. They don't care who they kill. And it's very emblematic of the gang problem that we have in cities these days. They are heartless killers, and they do not care. Think about all the gang violence and all the gang killings that we've been having since that, since the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin trial came to a close. Exactly.
I want a vanilla twist.
I mean, you're not supposed to like the fact that a little girl is being shot. You're supposed to look at this gang and despise them and hope they all die. So, if you want a good Western-style, low-budget action film, a movie that deserves its cult status, and a shining example of what a great suspense director John Carpenter is, Assault on Precinct 13 will not disappoint you.